this is my 34-week pregnancy update video. I can't believe we're finally at 35 weeks today. That's really strange, it's flying in. However, I'm going to apologise in advance. I wish I could record the happiest pregnancy in the world, but unfortunately pregnancy just doesn't work that way, and I've had the week from hell. So first of all, I just want to say I've got no new stretch marks, none at all, and as you all know, I'm not one of these mummies that smother my tum and lotions and potions to stop the stretching. If I get stretch marks, I get stretch marks and I'll embrace them, but right now I don't have any new ones, so we're good in that front. Last Tuesday, my cousin picked me up. She was watching Lucy while I went to the dentist, and she picked me up. And where my dentist is, there is no parking like round about it. It's on a really busy main road, so my cousin had to park in like a street across the road and further down a bit. So I made my way to the main road, and fortunately for me, there was a bus that was stationary at the other side of the road to my left, which stopped the traffic coming from that way, and there was nothing coming from my right, so I started to cross the road. But as soon as I got to in front of the bus started moving off, and the driver quite clearly seen me but didn't stop, and if I hadn't have ran to the other side of the road when I did, he would have hit me. And as you all know, I suffer from SPD during this pregnancy, so with the pain after running across that road, I knew I had done myself a lot more damage than what had already been done. But I told myself to grit my teeth, bear with it, go in, get the work done in my teeth that I needed to get done, and then I'd take it from there. However, it just didn't work out like that. I got the work done in my teeth, made my way back to my cousin's car, and when I got to the car, she knew just by the look in my face something wasn't right, and I really struggled to get into the car, and I just burst into tears. It was the most horrible pain I've ever had to endure, and that I gave birth to Lucy with no pain relief or nothing, and so that just shows you how painful it was. So she brought me home, and we got outside my house, and I went to get out the car, and I physically couldn't. I couldn't lift my legs, so I knew I had to go to hospital. I thought, right, I'll have to phone Chris. He's going to need to come home, pick me up, take me to the hospital. But my cousin was like, there's no point. Like, I'm here, I can do it, because it takes Chris about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes to get home from work. So I phoned the maternity outpatients department, and the woman that I got on the phone was extremely rude. She was horrible. She wasn't sympathetic, she wasn't empathetic, she had no sympathy for anybody in my situation. And she's like, well, there's nothing we can do for people with SPD, you're on strong painkillers, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, listen, and I'm not usually a rude person, but I thought, I'm going to need to be really firm with you for you to understand. I don't think you understand. I can't get out this car. I physically can't get out it. I'm not overreacting. It's not as if I can get out it, but it's just painful. I genuinely can't. So she's like, okay, I'll try and pass you through to a physio. And as you guys all know, I was referred to a physiotherapist ages ago, and I've been chasing my midwife up to actually get to see a physiotherapist, and I've gotten nowhere. So at this point, I was going to take anything that I could get. So I was like, okay. So when I spoke to the physiotherapist, she was the most loveliest lady in the world, and she couldn't have apologised enough, having to ask me all these questions while I'm in tears, crying down the phone to her. But I knew the questions had to be asked. So she's like, okay, I've got a space, if you can come up to the hospital just now, I'll see you. So my cousin took me up to the hospital, and our biggest worry was, how am I going to get myself out of this car and into the maternity hospital to see this physiotherapist. But we managed, and as soon as I got there, they were waiting with the crutches for me, and the support was absolutely unreal. I was in tears, I couldn't stop crying with the pain. They took me into a room, like a consultant room, and they put what was called a tubie grip on me. So it used to be a support belt they used to give you, and I had never heard of a tubie grip before, and I've got it in this drawer beside me. They put this on me. It's like a big bandage, like it doesn't really stretch all that much because it's doubled up, but if I do this, you can see it's like a big long stretchy bandage. So they put it up from the feet up and then stretched it up past, I'd probably say, my hip area. And what it does is it tightens everything and it restricts a lot of things, and it's just supposed to help, I'm assuming, with the movements and the pain while you're moving. However, I think this size is definitely too small for me. Although it's supposed to like restrict a lot of things and try and kind of pull everything in to stop like your pelvis from kind of wobbling about, it was just too painful for me, and we actually did have to take it off. I felt like it wasn't just restricting me, it was also restricting the baby's movements. So I have taken it off, and I will try and get a bigger size of them. So they gave me crutches, but obviously they weren't just going to leave me to come home and try and tackle my stairs in my house and things without knowing how to actually properly use crutches. I've never had them before. So they took me around in a wheelchair to stairs in the maternity hospital, and they helped me and assisted me to get up and down the stairs with my crutches and showed me what way was correct and things, and gave me some hints and tips. Then they took me out in the wheelchair to my cousin's car, and they told me that if the pain got any worse or the crutches weren't helping at all, then I was to be admitted into the hospital, and they were going to go around and tell the girls in the outpatient department that I'd be in touch if I needed to. So I got home. My gran said she would watch Lucy until Chris finished work, so I could just have time to rest. And I got in the house and I lay up on my couch or my sofa, I don't know what you guys call it, and eventually I had to phone Chris. I tried to get up off the couch to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't get up. I was in so much pain. Chris come in, and I'm surprised that my neighbours never phoned the police or whatever, because I screamed the house down in pain, tears streaming down my face, trying to get up off the couch with Chris's help, and it was just excruciating. That full night was terrible, trying to get around, trying to turn in my bed. Chris was having to physically lift me to turn me onto my side. God love him, he just never got a night's sleep at all. And he took the day off work the next day. We dropped Lucy back off at my gran's and we went to the hospital. Now I phoned the outpatient department again because I didn't want to just turn up. And I explained the situation, and again the lady was like, "There's nothing we can do for you." I says, "No, my baby's movements are restricted as well. Like, the baby's movements had really slowed down, were really delayed, and they just hadn't been the same since this pain had started. So because of that, they were like, right, okay, we'll see you." So I got up to the hospital, and they strapped me to the monitors and made sure I wasn't having contractions. Baby's heartbeat was fine, so as long as he was fine, that was like kind of weight off my shoulders. And then I seen a doctor who was absolutely amazing, and the doctor told me, like, "We're going to give you a stronger pain relief, and if it doesn't work, we're going to have to admit you to be monitored, for your pain to be monitored, and just to see how this goes." So I was like, okay. So they gave me this, I think it was the strongest Cocodamol or something, and it never even took the edge off it. I was in excruciating pain. So I got admitted into hospital on the Wednesday. supposed to be monitored, and I was supposed to be put on morphine. However, I went into a room in the ward on my own, and I seen a midwife once who gave me paracetamol. I never seen anybody else. Chris had to go and do some errands and run some errands and things, and then he come back to the hospital and I was in tears. I was like, why am I in here? Like, no one, I'm supposed to be on morphine, I'm supposed to be getting monitored, like no one's doing anything for me. I've seen a midwife once. I'm getting really emotional now. So partners and visitors are supposed to leave at 8 o'clock, partners are supposed to leave at 9, and it got to about 20 past 9 and Chris was just not for leaving. And I buzzed to speak to a midwife to ask, you know, what's going on, like, you know, I've seen a midwife once, I need pain relief. And I got a nursing assistant come into my room and I asked her if I could speak to the midwife, and she said she would let her know I was looking for her. 45 minutes later, well after 10 o'clock, the midwife came in and she discharged me from the hospital at 10 o'clock at night. Never came back with my hospital notes until 11 o'clock at night, so me and Chris never get in the house until 20 to 12. And it was just a horrendous ordeal. Like, why admit me in the first place to then discharge me at that time of the night? It was a horrible experience. I'm still on my crutches. Chris took the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off work to try and help me, and while he was off work I was trying to like do bits and bobs on my own to try and get used to you know, looking after a 5-year-old while being on crutches. It's been horrible. I'm still in pyjamas, like, don't get me wrong, these have been washed, and I have had a bath. Chris helps me in and out of baths and helps me with clothes on and like things like that. I still can't seem to do on my own. I have the physiotherapist tomorrow, so I'll see what they say. However, one of the midwives did say that they won't let me go full term with the amount of pain that I'm in, so they'll probably induce me if I don't go before that, round about 37, 38 weeks. So we've only got about 2-3 weeks left of this pregnancy, and it's just been horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I'm still in a lot of pain, still taking regular painkillers, which I don't like to do, especially being pregnant. And to top it all off, Chris... Yes, Lucy? What's wrong?
I don't want to mess up.
What's wrong? It's okay, what's wrong? Can you have what?
They're my favourite.
Right, you can have a couple, you're not having them all, okay?
Okay.
There. Don't say I'm not good to you. Right, hurry off.
You are not good.
Cheeky. Close the door, please. Lucy, close the door.
I was picking it up.
She's a cheeky monster. Yeah, so Chris went to work yesterday and finished his work at the normal 6 o'clock in the evening time, and the car wouldn't start. Now this is a car that we just got 3 or 4 weeks ago. The car wouldn't start at all, so he spent about another hour or two at his work trying to get the car to start, and it just wouldn't. So his dad had to go and drive an hour and a half or more than that from where he is to pick Chris up from work and bring him home, and he never got home until about 11 o'clock last night. So he was absolutely shattered, had to leave the car up at his work and his dad had to pick him up again at 5:30 this morning, take him to work, and then he's going to pick him up and bring him back again. And my biggest worry right now is if we don't get the car fixed like soon, in the next day or two, or if we don't get a new car in the next day or two, what happens if I go into labour? How am I going to get to the hospital? And all these things are going through my head. So it's just been a really, really stressful week. However, I have my fingers crossed, I've got my toes crossed, I've got everything crossed that the next week is going to go in really fast and really happily, and I'm going to be able to come back next week with a 35-week update, and it's going to be a happy and positive update. But we can only hope. I don't really have anything else to say. I'll show you a quick bump picture if I can get up. So excuse the fact that I'm in my jammies, I have explained the situation. So if I just show you, because I am getting really, really huge. And I'll show you. As you can see with my top, I am getting really big. So from the front, if I stand up a wee tiny bit, if I use this crutch, you can see that's from the side, and I will try and turn round to the other side for you guys and show you. No, he's definitely getting big. My bump is rather large now, and rather uncomfortable, but hopefully we've not got that long to wait now until he's here. I need to apologise, I keep apologising, but my videos seem to be extremely long and I haven't quite got the hang of how to properly edit yet, so please bear with me. This video is going up right now, as soon as I can upload it. It does take ages, YouTube is a nightmare to try and upload to. I also have the baby's hostel bag video getting uploaded tomorrow, and I've been asked to do a pre-pregnancy shirt try-on video, which should be hilarious, and I can't wait to do it. That'll be going up at the end of the week, along with a baby movement video that was also requested, which should be quite interesting to see because this baby never stops moving and he's got the hiccups 24/7. So all of that will be uploaded this week, so if you want to see that, stay tuned, subscribe. I know I've got quite a few more subscribers, so hello to you, and yeah, hopefully we get some more. But I'm out of breath now, I'm just going to leave it at that, and yeah, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!